So we're in for 5,000 shares. We've got it at our entry was 329, up at 360s. Looking for it to hold over the 350 for now. It's holding 5,000 shares. Just holding 5,000 shares. So this is Revlon, and the reason Revlon is moving is that there's reports that they're going to be acquired by another company. Revlon just recently filed for bankruptcy, by the way, so this is why they're a potential target. Revlon, big cosmetic manufacturer, very famous coffee table name, if you will. And there's reports of a potential acquisition. Now, our average cost here is 329. Just looking for it to hold the 350 level. I don't mind it breaking down to 350. Just want to hold it at the $0.50 level here. Quad witching, absolutely. So watch for the red box squeeze on that one, McFly. So red box highly shorted, very highly shorted, huge short interest, and a lot of options expiring today. So potential gamma squeeze could trigger a wider short squeeze with Redbox. So just watch that for later on in the day. Redbox is currently over $11. But the big mover at the moment is Revlon. 85% up on the day. It's been moving quite a bit this last week. Well, this last couple of days actually. It sold off hugely when it filed for bankruptcy on Monday, I think it was. And then Wednesday and yesterday it had some very volatile movements. Ah, come on, McFly. Tap the screen 10 times. I've got 0 likes here, guys. There's a bunch of you in the chat, and nobody's tapping the screen. You know the deal. Tap the screen. It just helps with the algorithm, you see. So the more people that actually engage with the stream, it shows that it's engaged content, and it's probably more interesting for other users, and the algorithm pushes it out to other users. So if you come on when you enter the stream, just tap the screen 10 times, and it just shows that that we've got an engaged stream. Straight in profit, first trade right in, good entry here. So I'm allowed to trade from 7:30, but we got this little move up just before the break of the bottom of the hour. We had this pullback, so I looked on this pullback. I looked for the next candle to make a new high, which was here. That's where I entered 329, took some profits, and we're up here at 356. So our average cost at the moment is 329. We're 5,000 shares. I'm holding the $0.50 is my exit right now. So we're just holding firm for a potential bounce on the $0.50. I really should have set this the low on the 5 minute is 347. So that's why I'm looking at the $0.50 as low on the previous 5 minute candle. That's why. AMC, good afternoon to you. So Revlon, this is Revlon. REV is the ticker, and the reason for it moving so much, it's already up over 80%. The reason for it moving so much is there's rumors of it being acquired. Now Revlon is the big cosmetic giant that you all buy your lipstick from. No, don't tell me you don't wear lipstick. Come on, we all wear lipstick. I'm just watching this for 347 is the low of that previous the previous 5 minutes. So I'm looking at the 5 minute for my exit. If it breaks a new low on the 5 minute, then I'll just exit and wait for another entry a little bit later. it found support at the $0.50 previously, so I'm looking for it to find support here again. Just holding 5,000 shares for now. Come on, scalper. I know that you've been practicing. Your arm can take much more of that kind of action. Trust me. It's the damage to your screen that I'm not going to pay for. Not a finance professional, not a financial advisor. Well, that happens as we get older. Stamina's just not there like it was in my 20s. Can't reload in 10 minutes like I used to be able to. So how's this week? Well, basically I've just locked in 2K. I needed 1100 today to have the best month of 2022. Just to put this into context. So based on my stats, trade profit only, not net profit, but based on my stats, I needed 1100 today or 1100 for the rest of June to have my best ever month of 2022. I've still got another 20k to do to have my best ever month trading. So June is being really good to me this year. Well, we're not halfway through anymore. We're 2/3 of the way through. We've got a third left. Still got effectively, because I'm only trading 3 days next week, and then we've got 4 days the week after. So we've got 7 trading days left after today. So we've got, effectively a third of the month left. So hopefully I can go on to have my best ever month, the best ever trading month. But it's currently 163,000 in gross profit on a single month is my best so far. So I mean, normally I would say Doge is a sign of reversal, which was up here. I could have took some profits, but I had the cushion to ride it down and stuff. We're getting all these Doges, but when you've got this many Doges, that's not a sign of a reversal or a rally or anything. That's just a sign of volume dying out. Sign of indecision. So you can see that down here on the volume histogram. Low on the 5 minute is now 49. Oh. Well, there's that as well. I've not paid last year's bill yet. That one's gonna hurt. Needless to say, it's a handsome 6 figures. Okay, we'll get out now. We're going to bounce, or am I going to get it out? Go on. Yeah, I'll get it out. Okay, not a bad start to the day. 2,800. Nice, nice when you can get it. Continuing to watch ADN and SIDU from yesterday. So ADN and SIDU. Because they've held most of the gains from yesterday. Both had really good runs yesterday, but they've held most of the gains. I'm still watching as you would expect me to. I'm not married to the stock, I swear. AERC, because that's up on the day from yesterday's close, so there's potential that can make another continuation today. Red box, it is triple witching day, so what that means is that there's a lot of options set to expire today, so potentially that could trigger a gamma squeeze, which is what can happen when brokers cover on options, which then would have a knock-on effect and trigger the short squeeze. So heavily shorted red box, so I'm still watching that. It's up at 11s at the moment. It absolutely is. Superpower workout. I'm absolutely no idea what you're talking about. I can't read that question. Sorry. Do you want to retype that question in English, please? Not sure I can decipher it at the moment. Superpower workout. Retype the question in English, and I'll address it for you. So the markets, the S&P 500 is green, looking to potentially have a bit of a bounce after all the selling off this week. AERC slightly up on the day. I've marked the pre-market high there, 1943. We'll put this into perspective. That just on the 3rd of June, AERC closed at 237. It's now 1849. A couple of days ago, it went up to 2370, and we've pretty much traded it the whole way up. So. I mean, there's ways of getting around the capital gains tax situation, Owen, anyway. Oh, there's the $6 million question. I don't think we're done. We're in a bear market right now, so I think we'll continue selling off. We're going to get some bear market rallies. And what I mean by that, so we'll have a few days in a row where we make good gains. I wouldn't say not bull market level gains, but we'll have a few rallies in the next couple of weeks. But in the main, we're going to continue selling off. That's my opinion. We're not done yet. We've not reached the floor. We've not reached the bottom in terms of the overall markets. That's once you get into a bear market, we've got the recession to consider now. We're as of next week, or actually the week after next, we'll be officially into a recession, and we've got a few more bad news characteristics. There'll be another rate hike next month, so I think we're going to see quite a bit more selling off before we turn the corner. That's just my opinion, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Don't sue me. I think one of the big questions is will crypto recover, and how soon will it recover if it does? Where did that go? Ah, here it is. So Bitcoin back under 21 right now. So it's kind of hovering around that 21 level. Yeah, it does, but so crypto actually was touching the 200 weekly moving average, and it's never broken the 200, which is effectively that. So the 200 weekly average is essentially telling you what the average is over 4 years. 52 weeks in a year, 200 weekly average. Go figure, do the math. So it's never actually broken below the 200 weekly average because of that 4-year cycle. It was very close. It's actually just touching the just popping below the 200 weekly average very, very recently. So if it breaks below that, I mean, it's a great time to, it's a good signal to buy, because effectively what that's saying is it's never been cheaper in real terms. Because it's never been below its 200 weekly average. So now's a good time to be buying crypto, and I wouldn't buy any altcoins, any obscure altcoins just yet. What I would wait for is signs that we're now entering another bull run. Then jump on some obscure, just lottery ticket coins, if you want to call them altcoins. Stick to the large cap, less risky coins, and I say less risky as opposed to not so risky, because crypto is very risky, as are all financial instruments for trading. But crypto has shown this last this last couple of weeks, or this last month in particular, that there's a lot of scams out there. Potentially. Well, 17. If you're looking at it from that point of view, 17 should be the bottom of this cycle, but it's not. I don't know about Boxable, Superpower Worker. I've not actually looked. I don't know much about the company, but what I would say is, if you're looking at a company to invest in, do your own due diligence. Make sure the outlook is good for them. If it's a small, low float company, I would say think twice about investing in it with money that you can't afford to lose. If you're taking your gains for long-term investing, my gains is money that I don't want to lose. I'm putting it into less risky investments. So I tend to invest my long-term gains or my long-term holdings in companies that are reputable, that are going to stand the stretch of time. If you just want to take a punt on a small, low-float company that you find innovative, by all means do it. But that's exactly that. Do your own due diligence. Long-term investing is different to day trading. It's a different approach, different strategy, different mentalities. You need to look at the fundamentals of the company, who's backing it, who's on the board, what's the reputation of the people on the board, what is the cash flow, what is the earnings versus what's the debt versus the assets. All of this, you need to look into the fundamentals of the company before you invest in it. If it's riddled with debt, stay away from it. Just ride the momentum when it moves. I've been in Revlon this morning. You all saw me trading that 5,000 shares of Revlon this morning. So Revlon was just about to file for bankruptcy. It might be being acquired. Would I invest long term in Revlon? No. Despite the fact they're a coffee table name in the cosmetics industry, I wouldn't invest in them right now, because I don't know what the future outlook of Revlon is. They go bankrupt, they get delisted off the exchange, and everybody loses the money. The big fish get paid first. I hope we do as well, Alistair. Absolutely. When you think it's right at the bottom, and when the fear factor's the highest, Owen, that's what they say, and that's not just crypto, but that's any market conditions. Is the best way to make money is to be brave when everyone's being fearful, and be fearful when everyone's being brave. That's what they say. That's I think that's a Warren Buffett quote, but might be paraphrasing. Don't like the look of this little bobble here, so I'll wait for a decent entry on that one. I'll look at Aeroclean. No volume yet. Redbox, no volume yet. SIDU, no volume yet. ADN's got volume. It's got decent volume. It's held most of its gains from yesterday. So Advent Technology, it's held most of its gains from yesterday. So I'm looking for a potential continuation of yesterday. Hopefully we can get one. Now, select the stocks you want to trade, and do your own research. Do your own due diligence. Okay, so what else is moving today? I'm expecting a relatively okay, so what else is moving today? I'm expecting. I don't know what that was supposed to be muted, but there you go. We've just had the 9 o'clock, the 8 o'clock scrum. Oh, so we've got 90 minutes to the open, 95 minutes to the open. We can wait for moves. Well, I think the point is that it's not so much high risk, high reward, is you want to be trying to judge the bottom of the market for your long-term gains. Now, it's very difficult to do that, but there are certain indicators that can give you an idea that there is a reversal pending. The same way you look for the same indicators you do on the long-term charts as you would on the short-term charts if you're day trading. So if you look for, use the Bollinger Bands, look at the RSI, look for those dojis on the weekly time frames or the daily time frames or whatever. Look for potential bounces and then look for a candle that makes a new high on the weekly or on the daily, and then you can enter and you can set stops in place if you want to at the low of whatever the previous candle is. So relatively tight stops, retrospectively speaking. But or you can just ride it out. You use that as your entry, and if it dips further, then you might want to add. If you're talking about a long-term investment, dollar cost averaging is the way to go. You don't want to be, you never want to be selling for a loss when you're investing, when you're value investing. If you're selling for a loss, it means you've not done your due diligence in the first instance, and you've entered at the wrong place. So you don't want to be selling at a loss in value investing. What you want to be doing is averaging your price down, so when it moves back up, because your initial research should have told you that this is a good company to invest in, the long-term future of this company is bright, and at the moment, for example, there's a lot of those. But if you invested, let's say at the beginning of the year at the market highs, in the first week in January when the market was at the highest, then you're going to be in deep doo-doo right now. Do you sell for a big loss? No. What you do is you fill your bags up now while it's on sale at a discount, and because your original due diligence and analysis of the company itself in the long term tells you that it's a good company to invest in. So what you're doing is you're not looking at your gains this year. You're not looking at your gains next year. You're looking at the long, and you're doing dollar cost averaging every month. You're adding a bit more, adding a bit more, adding a bit more, and then in 5, 10, 20 years time, or whenever it is that you're due to retire, you've got this nest egg that's built, and the effects of the compounding effects over time far outweigh any market fluctuations, and that's how you do the value investing or long-term investing. What I'm doing, what I show you on this channel is probably if you think of 3 different ways to trade or invest, you've got day trading, which is you're in and out intraday. It's the highest, and there's different types of day trading. That probably one of the highest risk factors is scalping, but I mean That's a form of day trading. Day trading is the highest risk. Then you've got swing trading, which is kind of intermediate risk. And then you've got dollar costing or average value investing, which is a lot lower risk. Of course, it does depend on the instruments you put your money into on all of those, but that's another part of risk that you have to manage. But when you're doing dollar cost averaging, you're looking long term. It's way, you're talking years to realize your gains. You don't worry if you're in the red. Right now, all of my long-term positions are red right now, just to put it into context. Every single one of my long-term positions are in red. Doesn't matter whether it's crypto, the ETFs that I have, or any of the I've only got a small portfolio of companies that I'm holding as well, but they're all in the red right now. So what do? I mean, I'll be putting quite a bit in this this next couple of weeks. I'll be adding to my bags this next couple of weeks. You don't so much worry about your gains because you're not looking for a quick gain. I manage my loss and get out for a small loss when I'm day trading because I'm looking for a quick win. I'm also don't want to hold because I don't want to make any losses, or I want to keep my losses minimal. So different strategy for the different ways of investing and trading, making money on the markets, regardless of the instrument. Now, what you don't tend to do is you won't be investing long-term in currencies. You won't do long-term Forex investments. Why would you do that? Yeah, but absolutely. So, the whole point is so what Superpower is talking about is investing in, innovative companies. It's called, that's more, rather than doing your due diligence and dollar cost investing, that's more speculative investing. So what you're looking for is trying to find the diamond in the rough that is doing something that you maybe has a project or a product that you like the look of. You think that this is really good. The high likelihood is if it is successful, it's not going to be around in a couple of years' time. It's going to get acquired by one of the big boys. So what you're doing there is speculative investing to get a return on that investment when they do get acquired. More often than not, if you're taking long-term investing, you're going to be investing in one of the big boys that are going to be paying you dividends every quarter or every month or every year or whatever it is that they do. So you want to be investing in the big boys that are acquiring those small and innovative companies. So the whole thing around M&A and investing in small companies, you've got to bear in mind the fact that most small companies don't last 10 years. If they're innovative companies and they're publicly listed, the chances are they don't last 10 years. And why? Because most companies will get acquired by a larger company. That's just the way it is. If they are seen to be innovative and have a great product, that product is essentially what the other companies want. Rather than try and compete with them, they'll just buy the product. They'll do a Victor Kiam. I like the company so much I bought it. Or I like the product so much I bought the company. Yes, they do. Absolutely. Sometimes companies do over leverage themselves with acquisitions, and that's part of business strategy. If they are buying too much and acquiring too much, then they become over leveraged, and then they put themselves in trouble, and then they end up having to borrow to get out of that debt, or end up being a target for acquisition themselves. I mean, we saw just in the tech sector, Dell and EMC and VMware and all of those in the tech sector, how they ended up being one company at one stage, and now it's difficult to strike the balance. You no longer got HP is a perfect example. HP was one of the behemoths of the tech industry at one stage, and it ended up, because of all the acquisitions it made, it ended up being broken up, and now you've got HP Enterprises, a different company to HP Inc. And a lot of the other companies that were part of HP have all been spun off and are independent companies listed on the exchange themselves. I'm talking about the tech sector because that was my background. Well, let's have another look at Revlon. No, I got it at pretty much the right time. I was right to cut it there. I could have got it up at the top here with this doji, but I had the comfort of the cushion, so maybe 350 was right to get out there. About 345, so. I think the problem that we have right now across industry is there's very little innovation going on. A lot of companies call themselves innovative and they're not. They're not. They buy technology or they pay for technology off someone else. There's very little real innovation going on at the moment. It's reactive, if anything. Problem comes up, particularly like cybersecurity, for example. It's reactive. There's nobody actually being innovative ahead of time, trying to counter the threats. They're being reactive to the threats, and that's been the case for a long time, which is why we have that circle of the black hats versus the white hats thing going on in this cybersecurity industry. So Revlon is looking to make a move up again. I'm looking for it to hold at 350. Got quite a lot of confluence of support here. You've got the couple of moving averages here. You've got the $half level, previous support. So 350 is. It wasn't just the HSE. I mean, the whole point with when the HSE, it was a ransomware hack, and they hadn't got the systems in place to address that. And I used to sell solutions, or the company I work for used to sell solutions to address, you know, ransomware and prevent or recover from ransomware and stuff. So business continuity solutions. Hey, Josh. But when the HSE got hacked, a lot of public sector organisations got hacked. I think one of the big problems with the HSE and in Ireland, a lot of public sector is the way that they fritter money away, you know, frivolously. Without actually, I mean, there's a lot of jobs for the boys going on, a lot of contracts awarded by who you know rather than what you know or what you're offering. That's been the case in Ireland for many years, and will continue to be the case in Ireland until there's, you know, major overhauls and reforms in the Dáil. And at the moment, that's not going to happen. I mean, you look at some of the scandals in the Dáil in terms of expenses and in terms of you know, payments going through for second houses and all this kind of stuff. It's just scandalous. It's just I mean, some of the younger politicians that have been elected get into it with the right ideals, and very soon they get corrupted by the system. And the majority of the politicians in the Dáil are as bent as a 9-bob no. They really are. They're terrible. And what cracks me up is in the Dáil. For those of you not in Ireland, the Dáil is like the Irish Parliament. So for those. The government running Ireland right now was voted out at the last election, and yet they're still in. You know, it boggles the mind that the majority of people did not want either of these two parties that have formed the coalition in government, and yet we still have them. And that's democracy for you. Everybody gets what nobody wants. But Alibaba's up today as well. So a few Chinese stocks making moves. So this is Alibaba up at 112s. It's had a good move. So look at it on the 15 minute, you'll see that it moved up really. Excuse me, bit of gas. It moved up really well this morning. And it's currently up there at trying to test highs up around 112.50s. So yeah, Alibaba looking looking good. That's on the back of the China's central bank accepting their hang on a minute. All right, okay, so Reuters are reporting that the People's Bank of China has accepted Ant Group's application to set up a financial holding company. So it's potentially another IPO rumor with Alibaba. Few Chinese stocks in the Pinduoduo. That's up. Li Auto, which is another EV manufacturer. XPEV or XPeng, IQ, Tiger, which is UP FinTech. There's a few big Chinese stocks in the top movers this morning. What tends to happen though is that when these Chinese stocks move, very often they'll sell off later in the day when the Asian crowd goes to sleep. We've got this flat top here on Alibaba at 112.60s. So watch for the break of 112.60. Well, the thing is, a lot of the people in the decision-making process around IT, not just cybersecurity, in the public sector in Ireland, are dinosaurs. They don't understand IT. They don't know. Half of them can't even use a word processor, let alone a computer. Trust me, I know. I've sold to many of them. So that's Alibaba. Red box volume starting to pick up a little bit now. Oh, that's an old trend line. I'll get rid of that. An old trend line as well. I'll get rid of that. Quiet day today. It is Friday, and it's as far as the market's concerned, it's Friday before a holiday weekend, Friday before a long weekend. So we might get a bit of a more subdued day today, which I'm not too worried about. I'm already 2,800 up on Revlon this morning. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm not too worried if the market doesn't pick up and be volatile today. We'll probably see that happen next week anyway. Fridays as a whole tend to be a little less volatile than the rest of the week, and we've had a pretty volatile week this week. It's been quite choppy this last couple of days, so what I would suggest is if you're new to trading, if you're on, particularly if you're a day trade with Tony student, maybe just at the bell, just sit on the sidelines for 5 minutes, let the frenzy commence, and then let the opening range that opening 5-minute candle form before you take any positions. Just let the frenzy get out of the volume frenzy, settle down a little bit, and that way you might be a little bit easier to trade. And also, this is something that was common yesterday in particular, but has been over the last couple of weeks. Is look at before you get into a stock, just because it's moving. Look at the spreads. Look at what the difference between the bid and the ask is. Because if it's a big rangy spread, first and foremost, if you're not an experienced trader, I would say try to avoid the rangy stocks, because they will terrify you. You'll get in and find yourself you're down a huge amount and the price action hasn't even moved. So try to avoid the rangy stocks until you become a bit more confident and experienced in trading those high volatile stocks. The second thing is, if you are going to trade those rangy stocks, make sure you factor the range between the spreads into your risk. What you don't want to be doing is setting a stop that's like a couple of cents below the bid as you're entering the stock, because any kind of movement you're going to get stopped out before you even start. You're going to get stopped out for a loss. So just look at the spreads before you enter. Put that on your to-do list of criteria that you have to your checklist before you get into a trade. How big are the spreads? Factor that into your risk as well. Yep. Well, we're not seeing the Powell speech just yet. Powell was already speaking earlier in the week. Well, I don't know about calming down the market, Willis. I like a volatile market. The volatility is what gives us the profitability. What we don't want is the panic in the market. It'd be nice to get back onto a bull run, but that's just not going to happen. But if it's ranging downwards or ranging upwards, we can make money. From a long-term perspective, I'd like to see the bottom of this, because I want to get back to making money long-term, as opposed to just sitting watching my holdings depreciate. And to be fair, he did a good job of calming the market down on Tuesday or Wednesday, was it? That Tuesday, when the rate when they hiked the rates. Wednesday. When the rate hike was announced, the market just dropped, but then it rallied, and he did a good job of calming the market after that. So he did sell off into the close, though, to be fair. This has been a volatile week. I think, considering. Well, let's look at the SPY on the daily. You can see what's happened this week. So Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. So this is the week. The gap down. We had a gap down on Thursday, another gap down on Friday last week. Another huge gap down to Monday, and then we had a little bit of a rally midweek on Wednesday, which was in response to the Powell talking, and then another gap down yesterday. So will we see a rally today? I mean, we're bouncing a little bit, but I'm not confident that we'll get a rally. We might get we're up slightly. We might get a small rally, a bear market rally, if you will, but I don't think we'll certainly not recover the gains that we've lost this week. That's for sure. I don't think so. Personally, I don't think so. I mean, we'd have to have a huge rally up to do that. It might do, but if I'm a betting man, and I was playing poker last night, so that tells you I am. I don't think the peak we got on Wednesday was on the SPY was just shy of 384 on the SPY, which is representative of the S&P 500. So which equates to the wider market. And will we get back up there? We will eventually, but I think we'll probably hit lows before we get back to those kind of levels. So will we fill these gaps in the short term? I'll be very surprised if we do. I don't know. I'm not. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't think anybody knows. All we're doing is speculating and offering opinions based on the data that we see in front of us. And I'm just a fat guy on the internet with an opinion, just like many others. So. Hey, not very well. Oh, so we've moved back up again. We've firmed 350 as support. Okay. We'll wait for the next move. This is Revlon. Zoom out so you can see more of the action. So we traded it here just after about an hour ago. We started trading this just under an hour ago. The move up near 7:30. This pullback is where we got in. We move up and we got in there. We could have taken some profits off up here, but we were just holding it at that stage. When it started coming back down, that's where we took profits and got out at the 350, the $0.50 level. And it's just been trading sideways around that $0.50 level since. So that's what we're watching at the moment. That's Revlon, and the reason, rumors of an impending acquisition. No numbers being mooted as yet, but in the stock market they say buy the rumor, sell the news. That's what they say. Will I invest in Revlon? No, not while it's pending bankruptcy, and you don't know what the future of this company is, if anything. Because if it doesn't get acquired, the likelihood is it will go bankrupt. So don't buy Revlon. Not financial advice, just my opinion. I would not buy Revlon. I would not invest long term in Revlon right now. You see what happens with a pending acquisition, and just ride the volatility whilst that's up in the air. They might get a bailout. They might turn things around. But the likelihood is that Revlon will no longer be Revlon in its current guise in the coming months. CMRI moved up. No, low volume. Didn't hold its gains yesterday. ADN's underneath the VWAP. It's actually rejecting the VWAP at the moment. SIDU also underneath the VWAP, rejecting it. Redbox, not great volume just yet, underneath the VWAP also. Aeroclean is wrapping the VWAP, so sideways. Choppy sideways. Don't take a trade if you're not sure. But for new traders, if you're a beginner trader and you're learning, if you're not sure whether the trade's going to work out, and none of us are 100%, but if you're not confident that the trade's not going to work out, don't take it. Wait for the good setups. Look for the really good setups. If you take one trade a day and it works out for you, then you will be a consistently profitable trader just by trading, and you can make a lot of money just by trading one stock once a day. I don't give stock picks, Wileys, but am I bullish on any stocks in terms of long term? I think Nvidia's a good bet. AMD is always a good bet. There's a lot of my rule of thumb is look to the S&P 500. So the S&P 500 are usually very reputable stocks, very reputable companies with good long-term futures, and have a history behind them, and have a look at do your own due diligence on the fundamentals, and look at debt to asset ratios, look at earnings, consistent earnings and revenue growth, all that kind of stuff. So Amazon, good company to invest in. Microsoft, they're not going anywhere anytime soon. I think Nvidia's got a lot of potential. Nvidia's probably one of the worst stocks that have been hit in this bear market, but it has so much potential. So I think that's a good company long term. Again, not stock picks. I'm not offering stock picks, not financial advice. Not a financial advisor. Don't sue me if you buy into any of those and lose money. But just some of the ones that I think. And I do like, I know the tech sector, because I've worked in the tech sector for a long time. So I know the tech sector. That's where I tend to put the majority of my money, is because I know those companies, I know the sector very well, I know the developments, I keep abreast. I still do consulting in the tech sector as well. So it's better if you know a particular market segment. If you've been working in a particular market segment, you'll know the players, you'll know who the good companies are and who are the cowboys, and that's what I would say. That's where you want to be investing your money. How's your therapeutics just jumped up on a little bit of volume? What's the catalyst? That might. All right, okay, unconfirmed earnings. All right, no. Here's your therapeutics, announces FDA orphan drug designation for Paxlovid. Okay. They've just announced FDA orphan drug designation for one of the drugs. So that's why this is making a move. Not huge volume, but from a relative point of view, it is it's good relative volume. So could be one to watch. Put it on the watch list. It's up 20% on the day. Second biggest mover after Revlon. Absolutely not very well. You've got to have those caveats now. We live in a litigious world. Revlon pulling back down to the VWAP. Well, the top momentum stock at the moment is Kazi Therapeutics. I used to have a girlfriend called Kazi. Not that that's relevant, but this is moving up on an FDA drug designation, classification designation. So another bioscience. To be fair, this week has been another good week. Let me just take a look at my numbers. For a week, so week to date, I had Tuesday was not a good day. I've kind of blocked Tuesday out of my mind. But even with a $27,000 loss on Tuesday, we're still $18,000 good on the week right now. That's net. So a good week across the board. Let's keep it going. Will be a $20,000 week at the moment. Not bad, if I do say so myself. Just remember that my results are not typical. I'm not teaching people to trade so that they can be like me. I hope that you will be better than me. Great, but there's no guarantees that you will. My results are not typical, so most people actually lose money. Majority of people that get into the markets lose money. I missed the entry there because I was not paying attention, but it was the entry was the break of the $0.50, $6.50. I missed it. Okay. Just got in at the top because I want to. It pulls back down to 650. I'll add to the position, and the bottom of this candle is the exit. It's 642. Did go up to 8 already today. Popped up to 8 this morning, first thing, and pulled back. Looking for 675. That's the 10-cent level we're looking for. Okay. Struggling at 675. It said add at 650, and if it breaks lows, I get out. We're in at 656 now. So I was going to go in at 5,000 at 650. So let's just imagine I actually got filled at 656. So I don't mind that. The move up. Still looking for that 675. Take some off there. Lock in a little bit of profit. Nobody goes broke taking profits. I want to see that 675. This is not breaking out as quickly as I wanted it, so I'm just going to exit for a small profit. It is respecting the 9. Just going to exit for a small profit. Thought it might. No, I use Benzinga. So Benzinga Pro, it's just about to take off now. So Benzinga Pro gives me alerts, it gives me scanners, it gives me signals, it gives me news, all at my fingertips. So that's what I use on a daily basis. So I've got right in front of you there, these here are Benzinga scanners. If you want to try Benzinga out, if you want to take a look at this, then go to my profile, click the link. It'll take you to my link tree. The second link down is Benzinga. You can try it free for 14 days. If you like it, use the code. There's a discount code there that'll get you 35% off. So I swear by Benzinga, and if you're not using Benzinga, why not? You might be using Trade Ideas or another competing platform, but I really swear by Benzinga. I would not have made the money I've made without using Benzinga. That's categoric. set up your scanners. You know, I've got as I say, I've got my gap scanner, I've got my momentum scanner, I've got 2 other scanners as well. I've got my alerts, which tells me when there's a price spike, when there's a volatility halt in the open market, any high of days, all hitting my alerts. That's what I've got it set up for. And I've got news coming out from 3 different sources. So not just Benzinga, but I've got a number of other sources checked in the Benzinga news feed. I could use the Squawk. If I wasn't streaming, I might have the Squawk on, so I'm getting audible alerts from Benzinga as well. There's calendars for IPOs and earnings. There's trade ideas. There's all kinds of stuff from Benzinga, and it's well worth the subscription. But if you don't believe me, just check out the free 14-day trial. Check it out in, as I say, second link down in my link tree. First one is me actually teaching people how to trade. That's my course, is the first link, but the second link is the Benzinga. Okay, so now I'm looking for the break of 660. This candle is 59. Looking for 62. The high of the previous candle was 61. A bit of volume to come in as well. No problem, Willis. It's a really good product. It really, well, you'll find out when you try it for 14 days. Yeah, it is, but don't rest on that one, because that can turn around very, very quickly. Revlon could turn around really quickly. That's $75 more, and I've got 3 grand for the day. So my target today is 5,000, as it is every day. Except for the beginning of the month. So normally when I get to the end of the month, I'm looking to make up for the 5,000 to balance it out and average 5,000. My target is 5,000 average per day. That's been the target from the beginning of the year. That will allow me to have a 7-figure year. However, that being said, we had a couple of dodgy months. Well, one particular dodgy month, which I thought threw that off. So this month so far has made up for that. As it stands right now, based on today's profit, this will be my best month of the year. So I've got another 20k to go before I have my best ever month, but this is my best month of the year at the moment. Currently sitting in terms of net profit for this month, currently sitting at 124,000. But currently 140 in terms of trade profit. Looking at my trader view stats here on June, we're 142,000. I'm going to have a bio break while you're watching Kezia Therapeutics. Is there any particular ticker you want me to leave this on for a couple of minutes whilst I do what I need to do? Let me know. Revlon, AMC, the SPY, S&P 500. Is a particular ticker you want to see? Redbox, SIDU, ADN, AERC. There's your therapeutics. I'll leave it on that. Nobody seems to have any preference, so I'll just leave it on KZ Therapeutics, and I'll be back in a small minute. What platform is it that I trade on? It's Dash Trader Pro. So check out the link tree. It's contained in the link tree, Dash Trader Pro. You can try that for 14 days free as well. It's a direct market access platform. And well, I've got some ducky strips, but you can't have any because we've not got enough likes yet. So we need 2,000 likes before you can get some ducky strips. I'm sure we'll get there before the bell rings. Once we get to 2,000 likes, you can have a ducky strip, okay? You can sit there looking at me with sad eyes, but it's not me that's depriving you, it's the chat. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll give you one at 1,500, okay? And then you can come back for 2,000 later, okay? There's a good girl. Yes, so Dash Trader Pro, Miguel, it's DAS, so it stands for Direct Access Software. In fact, whilst it's a bit quiet, I'll show you everything, where to find it and how to play with it. So whilst... So this is... And if you're on YouTube, you'll get these links in the description. So if you go to my profile, this is my profile, double click on my face as if you want to punch me in the face, or just swipe left if you're a Tinder user. Click on this link, it says Linktree, the TikTok trader, and it may open the splash screen, it may take you straight there. If it doesn't, if it opens a splash screen, just go straight through and you'll come to the Linktree. Now if you want to reach me directly, send me an email, click on the little envelope, you can contact me directly. I respond to everybody, providing I'm not getting millions of emails every single day. I'm also streaming live on YouTube for those that are on TikTok and Twitch. For those of you that are on YouTube, I'm streaming live on TikTok right now as well, and Twitter for that matter. So go and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't. If you're on YouTube, make sure you click the subscribe button and hit the thumbs up. Someone was talking about where I find the stocks to trade. It's this link here. The second link down is Benzinga. Use this code. If you like it, try it for free. But if you like it, use this code and you get 35% off. Okay, you go through and you don't need a credit card or anything like that. You can just log in, or you can start your free trial before you can log in, obviously. Start your free trial. All you need is an email address, and try it out for free. It's really good. I swear by it. Like I said, there's so much you can get from it. If you want to learn how to trade, this is the course that I teach. And Day Trade with Tony, if you scroll down, there's a full syllabus. There's you know, at least 20 hours worth of lecture material you can go through at your own pace. And there's a swing trading course I'm building out in there as well. So this is an introduction to swing trading, which is a different way to make money on the markets. I will introduce a value investing as well. So based on my own experience of value investing. It's not expensive course, but down here is my P&L over the last, well, 6 of the last 8 months. I'll be adding May and June at the end of this month once they're complete. People wanted to know what platform I'm trading on. It's Dash Trader. So if you go through to Dash Trader, this is the software. It's a direct access software. It's this is where I've been profitable using Dash Trader. You can sign up, get a 14-day free trial. It's got direct market access on it to get a package. It's a really good. I use it for both interactive brokers and capital markets elite. It is a great platform for trading. However, it does have its drawbacks, and the drawbacks that Dash Trader has is charting. It's not the best charting platform, so I use TradingView. So TradingView, I don't subscribe into TradingView. I use the free version, and I've got all the functionality in there. You don't have to subscribe into TradingView if you, I mean, it's not expensive if you want all the premium features, but I don't really need all the premium features at any one go. So I think it's just for me, it'd be wasting my money because I've got a lot of the other features in Dash Trader anyway. And I record all of my trades in TradingView. This is my trading journal, which allows me to analyze my trading, recognize what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong, and just improve my overall trading. So, you know, check all that out in the link tree, guys. That's where you'll find all of my details. Answers all the questions that you've been asking me. Not he, but she can. Got 4,000 likes. Here you go, baby. Now 2. So come back when you've eaten that one and you can have another one, okay? They've excelled themselves. Well, let's have a look at Redbox. I did say Redbox, it's triple width. What about Redbox? I've got a whoa Redbox from Chip. It's not really done anything. It's just had this this spike of activity from 1050 to 1150, but well, it's the inverse of the triple Q. So if I go to the triple Q, you can see that that's selling off right now. It's still green on the day. So if I just put an S on there, it's the exact opposite of what this is doing. So it's the inverse Nasdaq, if you will. So that's what the S triple Q is. It's the equivalent of shorting the Nasdaq. If you're going short, if you want to go short on the Nasdaq, go short on the triple Q. It's cheaper on the S triple Q. If you want to go long on the Nasdaq, then you do the triple Q. So they're just ETFs that represent the Nasdaq. Glenn. Well, let's have a look at Redbox, shall we? I don't think there's any new news, but let's see what today's short interest is. Right. Okay. So Redbox has just filed in the last couple of minutes. That's what the spike in activity was. Just filed a bunch of forms with the SEC. So we've got a form 425, a form 424 B3, and so we've got, yeah, it's just a bunch of forms that have been filed with the SEC for Redbox, which has caused that little spike of inactivity. Right now, I'm looking at the Benzinga data's out of date there. So it's still about 47% shorted at the moment. You just have a look on Barron's. So, what are we, 17th? Right, okay, I've got this from the 14th, so that's the last one that I've got. So, short interest, 46.23% of the float is shorted. That's according to Barron's, and that's as of Wednesday, close of business on Wednesday, doesn't take into account yesterday, so that'll get updated later. So that's the latest data I've got, is 46.23% shorted. Is Redbox today. So primed, it's absolutely primed for a short squeeze. Yeah, that quick. You've got to be careful with trying to trade the news. You've got to be careful with it, guys. So sometimes you'll get an initial spike based on news release, and then a sell-off where it effectively it's a correction. The market corrects itself. But if you try and trade and you jump in at the top of the spike, and the spike can last a couple of minutes. So if you jump in at the top of the spike and then it sells off, you end up left holding bags. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen with Redbox, because I think that's going to go green on the day and we're going to get another little rally. My personal opinion, not a stock pick, not a signal. I just think we're going to potentially could get a gamma squeeze. See, the options markets aren't open pre-market. You can only trade options during the open market, which is 9:30 till 4 market time. So the gamma squeeze will be set about by the options chain. So I expect that we'll see an influx of volume after the bell and a potential rally from Redbox. I could be wrong. I may be wrong. I have been wrong in the past. But that's just my opinion, and that's what I'm expecting to happen. Oh, you love that one, don't you, Super Chip? Or it's been pretty much, it's still sideways. It's 36 cents. It did pop up to kind of 57, 58 cents yesterday, pretty much after the bell. First couple of hours, it rallied. Then it sold off and bounced hard into the close. It's been rallying sideways since. You're looking at the 1 minute. I'll look at the 30-minute chart there. So had this rally up from the open, then it sold off, and this is where it closed. Then in the close, it had a move up, and then it's been moving sideways. It was kind of a bounce out of hours, move sideways. So Elms, good volume, I guess. If you like those literal penny stocks, those low price stocks. So this is the warrants. So just going back to what you're saying there, not really well. This is the warrants on RDBX. So this is where we got the a little bit of spike of activity. If I go back to Redbox and look at the comparison, same spike in activity, but we got some sell-off as well. So there's a lot more volume on Redbox. There's not a lot of people trade the Redbox warrants, although the Redbox warrants are a lot cheaper. So if you want to trade the price, what tends to happen, guys, if you're trading the warrants on it, there's two things here. If you're trading the warrants on a highly volatile stock, they tend to be a lot cheaper and they will not get halted in a volatility halt. So if you're trading Redbox, for example, and Redbox gets halted in a volatility halt, you can continue to trade the Redbox warrants. And they're usually about 10% of the price, if that even. So I actually made more on the DWAC warrants last year than I made on DWAC during that biggest volatility day. Why? Because I continued to trade the warrants every time DWAC halted, and it halted loads of times across the day. So I was able to take advantage of the volatility continuing within the warrants. So it's just another way to get more profit out of the market, is if you want to trade the warrants. There's not warrants available on every stock, but there are warrants available on many stocks, and I would say the majority of them. If you want to know if there's warrants available, just take the regular ticker and stick a W on the end of it. Warrants are very similar to options. They can last longer than options, but they're very similar to options. In terms of it's not, you're not buying the underlying asset, you're buying the ability to buy the underlying asset. That's essentially what the warrant is. Very similar to options. You can have warrants that can last for years. So typically what will happen is, if you're giving, as you get into if you join a company, for example, and they give you options as part of your package, they're not actually giving you the options, they're giving you warrants, because what will happen is, as long as you stay with that company, you can exercise those warrants, not options, because options tend to have a very tight expiration date, usually within 12 to 18 months or something. Whereas if you're with a company for, let's say, 5-6 years, and you've been accumulating options as it's described in your contract, what they're actually doing is giving you warrants that are not necessarily going to expire. And of course, I think a lot of us have worked for companies that have done that. Revlon, Asia moved down after we traded it. So we got out up here at 650s, it's now down at 620s. So again, that happens. Get in, get your profit, get out. Look for the exit indicators. Aeroclean's still not got the volume. AMC out to bounce on the green line, or just trying to bounce on the green line. Is there any movies out this weekend? We had Jurassic World last week. We had Top Gun the week before. Let me know in the chat. Is there any good movies out this weekend? Got 20 minutes before the open. Enjoy your weekend. Not very well. A nice long weekend from a trading perspective. I'd like to make two more thousand today, but I'm not too bothered if I'm not going to force it if it's not there. But I'd like to make 2k more. See that, and that's why you come on this channel, Super Chip. It's you know, it's an education in itself. Not only is it hustle with Tony, but you get to trade with Tony, and also you get to learn with Tony. And what else do you do? Diet with Tony, you know. Occasionally in the evenings, it's drink with Tony. When I'm trading the last hour of the market. Have fun. I'm pretty sure that Phil's on Twitch, but he's not said hello this morning, so I think he's fallen out with me. So light years out today. I'm yeah, wine with Tony. That's not yeah, absolutely. Hang on a minute. Yeah, I've got a bottle for tonight. Need to get some more. Got one bottle left for tonight, so I might call and get some more this afternoon when I take the dog for a walk. No problem, Phil. I just thought you were ignoring me for some reason. It is a warm day. I've got both doors open to my balcony, and I've got doors open at the back, so I've got a breeze blowing through, and I'm still hot. Power hour is the last trade. So what tends to happen is you've got the market open, which is the first hour of the market. So 9:30 to 10:30. That's usually when the most volume comes into the market. That's when the most trading takes place. The volume then will die off, Niall, for the rest of the day. And then it comes back into the market. It's not quite as volatile as the first 60 to 90 minutes of the market, but the last hour of the market, you get a lot more volume come in from that wasn't there earlier in the day. So it gets affectionately known as power hour because you get a lot more volume, trading volume comes into the market in the last 60 minutes of trading. So that's why it gets called power hour. I hope that explains it. If that's not the explanation you were looking for, Niall, I don't know. Maybe rephrase the question. So who's going to watch Lightyear then? I'm a little bit disappointed that they're not using Tim Allen's voice for Lightyear. I mean, it's kind of sacrilegious. No problem at all. You're always welcome. So right now, my watch list consists of Revlon, Kezia, and then 4 stocks from, well, the ongoing stocks that I've been trading, which is Aeroclean and Redbox, and the 2 pumps from earlier this week, which is ADN and SIDU. Sidus Aerospace is that one. Why do I call it Aerospace? Sidus Air. Sidus Space. Yeah, Sidus Space. Think of Star Wars, Sidious. Sidus Space. So those 2 pumped, they've held most of the gains, so that's why I'm looking for potential continuation today on both of those 2, ADN and SIDU. I always keep, for the meme stock lovers, I always keep a look at GME and AMC. If you like your meme stocks, I'm happy to talk about them. I'm happy to trade them when they're moving. But right now, in fact, I've got AMC on the chart right now. It's not moving much. It's kind of sideways since yesterday. And GME, there's no volume. GME pre-market GME doesn't get much volume. It's largely owned by retail. And it's a lower float stock, so it doesn't really get much volume pre-market anyway. Very rarely does, but it can move. What else? So those are what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the SPY, which is the S&P 500. It's an ETF from it's a Spider ETF from Invesco that represents the S&P 500. So you look at the SPY. This is what a lot of people will use as the benchmark for the SPY. And if you want to just trade the SPY, you buy the ETF. You buy the you want to just trade the S&P 500, you buy the SPY ETF. So you can just stick your money in the SPY and leave it there, and it will gain and accrue in line with the S&P 500. So dollar cost averages that want easy investment know-how or easy investment chips, just dollar cost average into the SPY. That's especially now that we're at the bottoms. If you're not investing right now and you're not saving for yourself, and I don't say put your money in your bank, if you're not doing it right now, now's a good time to start looking into when you should be doing it, and putting it into an ETF like the SPY or the Triple Q, or DIA or something like that is a good way to get access to the market. Rescue Rangers, Resin, tell me about that. Is that like Power Rangers? I don't know. I've not heard that one. What's it about? If you're wondering what that whirring is, it's my laundry was doing, and just going through a final spin. So look into Rescue Rangers. Oh, Revlon. I don't mind this pullback for Revlon. If you look at this on the 15 minute, you'll see what I mean. We moved up heavily. This was first thing this morning when the rumors first came out. We had a bit of a pullback. I was able to get in on some of this on the latter end of this pullback and get out up here. It's now pulling back again. I don't mind that. The move up, pullback, move up, pullback. Another move up would be nice. Maybe at the bell. We've got 15 minutes, quarter of an hour to the bell, so 15 minutes to the bell, 14 minutes to the bell. So let's see what happens with Revlon. It's a lower price stock at 325 at the moment, so it's kind of affordable. It may make a good move. It's gone up from under $2 to over 350, 360 today in pre-market. It historically has been, well, just this year it was up at kind of $12, so it does have history. So if this rumor carries any weight, it may pump up. So worth watching if you've got a small account. Asia Therapeutics pulling back a little bit after its initial move up. So again, it's not retraced all of its gains. Had this initial move up on the news, but then another move up, which is we got the back end of that. So not retraced all of its gains. Could come good later in the day. A bit more volume coming in because the volume's died off here. I'll put that on the 5-minute chart so you can see the action a little bit better. Aeroclean's now green on the day. So this held its, holding its own. This 2 weeks ago today, this was $2, a $2 stock. It puts it into perspective. And I've traded it every single day over the last 9 trading days. 10 will be 10 today. Will I trade it today? Only if it's setting up and making good moves. I'm no longer married to that stock. It almost cost me yesterday, and it did cost me on Tuesday. Redbox heavily shorted. 46, nearly 47% of the float is short, so it's primed for a short squeeze. We've got the options expiry today as well, so just bear in mind that potentially could be quite volatile. Then we've got ADN moved up yesterday. Look at this on the 15-minute, you'll see. Oh no, 60 even's probably better. This moved up all yesterday, but it's held most of its gains. So that's usually a sign of strength. and we potentially can get a continuation off the back of that. So that's why I'm keeping that on the watch list. Same thing for SIDU space. It's had moves up over the last 2 days, and it's held most of its gains. So if this gets back above $7, it could be bullish. So that's what that's my watch list. Not stock picks, by the way. They're not. I'm not calling these out or giving signals to buy these. I'm not saying they're good companies. In fact, quite the opposite. The majority of these companies are garbage companies. There's a reason why they're priced at $6 and $7. I mean, that's because they're garbage companies. But they're moving up on either good news or they're moving up on. There's a reason why they're moving up. Not saying they're good long-term investments. I'm not saying you should go out and buy these and hold these forever. I'm just saying I'm watching them because I'm looking for volatility in the market. I'm looking for intraday moves I can take advantage of and take some profits. That's all I'm saying. Don't sue me. I am from the UK originally, JJB, and I'm from the original home of JJB, which is Wigan. Dave Whelan, the owner of JJB, used to be the owner of JJB Sports, hates Mike Ashley with a passion. Fierce rivals in business, not so much in sport. Dave Whelan used to be a footballer. Mike Ashley, I don't think he's ever kicked a football. He looks like a football, but he's never kicked one. Well, not at any level. But I'm not actually in the UK JJB. I'm actually in Ireland. I'm trading the US markets because that's where the volume and the volatility is. You can get volatility on the European markets, but you don't get the volume in the same way. So the pattern breakouts and the moves are not as reliable because you don't have the volume. So if you're a day trader, the reason why there's so much volume on the US markets is it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You, as a day trader, you want to be following the crowds. You want to be going where the volume is, so that you get the pattern breakouts that become reliable. So you go where the crowds are, which is the US markets, and you trade the US markets, and people come to the US markets because there's a crowd there, and the crowds are there because people come to the US market because there's crowds there. So, and away we go. So I use capital markets because I get better leverage with capital markets. Capital Markets Elite Group, or affectionately known as CMEG, CMEG. So Capital Markets Elite Group, that's who I'm trading with today. I also use Interactive Brokers. I don't get as much leverage. I get 4 times leverage with Interactive. But in Interactive, you can there's more ways to trade with Interactive. They carry more instruments. If you want to trade in and take the benefits of trading in a retirement account, tax-free, you can do that with Interactive as well. I think you can do that with Capital Markets Elite now, but they won't help you set that up. You've got to set that up yourself and then link it to them. Whereas Interactive will actually help you set up your SIP account. So it depends on what you're looking for trading. If you're trading options or futures, I would say Interactive Brokers, or even Forex. They will do Forex as well. If you're just looking at day trading equities, then Capital Markets Elite Group. If you're looking at swing trading or investing, like long-term dollar cost averaging, again, I'd go with Interactive Brokers. That's who I'm with for those at those levels. We've got a little over 7 minutes left before the bell. I've let you know which ones. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll see pretty much what I'm watching. So it's the 4 stocks at the bottom plus Revlon and Kezia, which if you're watching on YouTube, you'll see are the top gappers on this little list in the bottom left corner. Hey Niall, I've been trading a couple of years now. I've been investing in one way or another for about a little over 10-12 years. I kind of got into it by accident when I started working for Dell, I got share options as part of my package, and that started looking into investing and how to invest, etc., etc. So that's when I actually started. But what really got me submerged into day trading was, like a lot of people, was the whole in the retail space was the pandemic shutdown. You know, I got laid off from. I was regional vice president of a multinational software company, and I was laid off. Lost that position as a result of reactions to the pandemic and the global shutdown. Of course, there was nowhere to go to, so I still had to earn a living. So I submersed myself in and taught myself how to day trade. They better not take it to ClickFunnels. Let me double check those links. Let me have a look. Everyone. So the first one, no, that first one takes me to Day Trade with Tony. The second one takes me to Benzinga. So the link tree, the descriptions in, so what you're saying is you click on the links in the description on the YouTube video, and it's taking you to ClickFunnels. I've just clicked on the links, and the first one is to Day Trade with Tony, which is my course. The second one is to Benzinga. Then it takes me to the third one is to Trader View, which is the journal. So I don't know which links you're clicking on, because those are the ones in the description. Let me just double check that that's the. Check out one of the previous lives. I won't go to this one. No. I don't know which links you're clicking, buddy. So you should be being redirected to the right ones. Now, it depends. So that's a very good question, actually. Do I always close all my positions before the bell? No, it depends on the movement of the stock. If it's looking weak, yes. If I'm in a long position and it's looking weak, yes. If I'm in a short position and it's looking weak, then obviously that's what I want. But if it's in a long position and it's looking weak, then I want to get out before the open. But very often, if you're looking at the gap and go strategy, which I'm looking at with Revlon and Kezia, is I might be looking at them to move up and break pre-market resistance levels. What I'm likely to do today, it is quite a quiet day so far. We've only got a couple of minutes before the bell, so what I'm looking for today is probably I'll let the opening 5-minute candle form and then treat that as the opening range, and I'll be looking for range breakouts. If I see something moving and looking strong within that first 5 minutes, then I'll look for an easy entry. What I would suggest, however, is look at AERC right now, and this is for anybody looking to get into AERC. This is right now, it's a 12-cent spread. If you're looking to trade AERC, and I didn't say this yesterday, factor in it's going to be a rangy spread. So this is a 12-cent spread right now. It's likely to move up, and it's likely to close to between kind of 4 or 5 cents and 25 cents. This is a rangy stock in terms of the spread. Just be careful when the bell goes off. Redbox actually was quite rangy yesterday, and right now it's a 25-cent spread. So just be careful of the spreads. If you're going to trade a stock, look at the spreads before you get into it. That's a quick reminder, because a few people that I've been speaking to got caught out with the rangy spreads yesterday. It was quite choppy yesterday, And if you got caught up with the rangy spreads, just remember to factor that into your risk. Or don't trade the rangy spreads. There's enough stocks trading, there's enough stocks moving. So Revlon, for example, is a 1 cent spread. We've got 20 seconds to the bell. Kezia is a 5 cent spread. So 20 seconds to the bell, 10 seconds. There you go. So the spread is the difference between the bid and the ask. So if I go to AERC right now, and you can see AERC right now, we're getting a 12 cent spread. So excuse me, we've got a bid at 1776 and an ask of 1784. And that's just ripped. Look at that. That's AERC. Green. I'm looking for the break of 1960. Maybe. Well, that's a sell-off on Revlon. Ezia. Moving up. Kezia Therapeutics, looking at the $0.75 level, it was pre-market resistance. Like I say, I'm just watching. What you're looking on TikTok is 1 minute, but I'm looking at the 5-minute time frame as well. If you're on YouTube, you can see I've got multiple time frames at any one time. So I'm looking at the 5-minute time frame. I'm waiting for this first 5-minute time frame to candle to form. So it's the first 5 minutes will give me that opening range to trade. Thanks, Alphabet. You're the first one this week to remind me. Change my scanners over. Regular market. Two stocks that I was looking at for a potential gap and go, we still could get them, was Kezia and Revlon. Both of them selling off. So we're not getting the gap and go. We might get a red to green or the dip and rip, but we're not getting the gap and go with those. Those were the two gappers that I was looking at. The rest is its momentum. I'm looking for continuations with AERC. So that's we've now got a high up here. Funnily enough, it passed the previous resistance level. We've now got a high up here of on that candle 1965. The pre-market high was 1960. So we just hit the pre-market high, didn't break through it. So that's potentially what we want to be looking at here, the break of 1960. Cheers, Alphabet. Now we've got AERC. Spreads are ranging between 2 cents and 15 cents. So just be careful of that. The spreads between the bid and the ask. AMC moving up. GME. Not a lot of volume. Redbox. Will we get the squeeze today? That's the question. Will we get will we get all-time highs today? Maybe not. Will we get back? Will Redbox get back above $13? That's the question. I think that's the real question. If we can get back above $13, that means the squeeze is definitely on. ADN from yesterday. Sideways. SIDU space, quick pop, and then a drop. Pop and drop. So I'm watching a lot of these on my other screen as well. So I'm looking at potential moves, so I can keep abreast of the potential moves. First 5-minute candle hasn't finished forming yet, so I've not got my opening range. But some people like to take a bigger opening range. They might take 15 minutes. They might take 10 minutes. I prefer to just look at the first 5 minutes. The first 5 minutes, you're going to get a wash out of all the crazy volume. And right now, the crazy volume hasn't materialized. We've got a couple of trading halts. Etsy moving up. Tutu moving up. That's making good moves. That's making big moves. Etsy making big moves. These are higher price stocks, the higher float, higher cap. Etsy was halted and resumed. Looks like. Yeah, had a quick halt and resume there. Etsy's looking strong. Pennsylvania REIT. No, I don't think so. Just watching for volume. I'm watching my alerts for red box spiking down. Quite a few spiking down right now. I'm watching the momentum scanner. That PEI is a REIT. I don't get involved in that. Real estate ETF, if you will. I'm just watching the signals right now, as well as the momentum scanner. The gap scanner is one thing. That's pretty much what I use the gap scanner pre-market, and then when I come back later, I might look at the gap scanner to see if anything's taken over. But the momentum scanner, the surging scanners, and the signals are really what I'm using right now. And with Benzinga, there's a new beta scanner that's real time, and it's constantly updating, and it's about a 1 second lag from whatever's moving, and so that's really powerful as well. I've not got that on show, but I've got that on my laptop as well. I've got the news coming out the news ticker coming out as well. So top has just halted down. This was top, massive sell-off, halted down. So this was a runner earlier in the week. Pharma Life Science, and it's just moved up. We had a bit of a halt, and it's moved up. We're getting some volatility today. ADN is now trying to make a move up as well, and SIDU Aerospace, or SIDU Space. You're calling aerospace. That's just me doing the brain fart. So this is ADN from big mover over the last yesterday. SIDU Space, big mover over the last 2 days. I'll take a look. Yeah, for a small price stock, it's looking half decent at least. If you like these low price stocks, then I deliberately don't trade anything under $2. I try not to trade under 3. I'll occasionally trade between 2 and 3, but I try not to. And red box, did you just sideways? Aero clean, that's very choppy. Just be careful, guys, very choppy. Probably just better to just sit on the sidelines and wait for an opportunity to present itself. Which is what I'm doing. Okay, for Reed, you want to know what does a shooting star indicate? So a shooting star is a kind of a bearish indicator. It usually happens to a low, and it's like that topping tail that you've got, but it's at the bottom of a move. So that's what a shooting star indicates. Usually it's a precursor to a further move down. When something's moving down, it's usually a precursor to another move down. Any reason why what, Rich? Yeah, so this would have been your shooting star here. But what you're getting is a mix. You get a mixed bag here because you've got a shooting star next to a hammer. Hammer's usually quite bullish. What you're getting here is on the 1 minute is and there's another one there. So you're getting a mixed bag. So that would have been an indication it's going to be selling off. Now you're getting a mixed bag to say, well, I don't know what I'm doing, and now it's moving back up again. But if on the 1 minute, before you make a move, always heed the exit indicators on the 1 minute. You can always get back in later. It's usually a precursor to a move down. But always look for confirmation on a higher time frame before you enter a position or before you add to a position. Look for a confirmation on a higher time frame. If you look at the Revlon on the 2 minute time frame, for example, you've got these down wicks here, which is a bullish signal before the move back up. Then you were looking for this pull down candle to make a new high, which would have been there. If you look at on the 5 minute, you've got candle making a new high. Hate that dog. Candle making a new high. So again, bullish indicator. So, and the down wick there, which is a bullish indicator. So that's all the confirmation you need to add to what you were looking for here in terms of a potential sell-off, reversal, and move back up. Any reason why I don't trade stocks that are less than $2? One, you have to take big size to get, because the range is a lot smaller, tends to be. So you have to take big size to take advantage of the range. And two, I don't get leverage. So my broker gives me zero leverage on anything under $2, and anything between $2 and $4, I only get 2x. So as I had a small account, it just started that I would stay away from those stocks for that very reason. Yeah, I just saw that. Blue hitting the scanners as well. Halted up. Bluebird Bio Inc. Bioscience, biopharmaceuticals, just Bluebird Bio. And no news catalyst that I can see other than analyst rating from yesterday. That was the last news catalyst I've got. On 25, it's a high short float, so it's 25% shorted. It might be a short squeeze taking place. Yeah, and it's increasing. What's the float size on this? Float of 50 million. Got 12 million, so it's, yeah, 25% shorted. That's below. So that will resume in, what are we now? 3 minutes. I've not even found a trade yet. This is the thing. You don't have to trade every setup. You want to find a setup that's right for you. You don't have to trade everything that's moving. AMC looking nice. You're into the meme stocks. AMC looking very strong at the moment. up at 1240s. Is GameStop following suit? Yes, it is. GameStop is following suit up at 130s. Revlon pump and dump? No, because the news on Revlon, the reason, and this is why I always say check out the fundamentals. If there's no news catalyst and it's moving up, be suspicious that it could be a pump and dump. Revlon is not. The Nasdaq crashing? I'm not seeing it crashing. Actually, Nasdaq. How are you seeing the Nasdaq crashing? Nasdaq's actually up. It's 1.3% up on the day. 130 basis points. Blue, yeah, blue could be a pump and dump. But let's have a quick look at blue again and see what historically it's done. So let's look at it on the 60-minute. So it's just pumped up there, and let's look at it on the daily. If we had massive gap up, sell off, move up, so looks potentially pump and dumpish. Zoom out. Yeah, it's not got it's not really got a history of pump and dump on it. Looking at it from the daily, but it could be. You don't know. I don't know which chart are you looking at yesterday's chart there, Shando, because the Nasdaq for me is looking very bullish today, along with the rest of the markets. The SPY's up, the Russell's up, the Dow Jones is up. They're all looking very bullish today. I think you're looking. Are you looking at the S triple Q? Because if I put the S in front of this, is just the inverse of the Nasdaq. It's the short Nasdaq, if you will, and that's selling off because it's the inverse of the Nasdaq. So it's the short Nasdaq. The Qs are the ETFs from ProShares. Yes, $2 stock. The lower price stocks are more risky, simply for the fact that they can be manipulated. You tend to find these lower float, lower price stocks. The big float, lower price stocks are not going to be as easy to manipulate, but the low float, low price stocks can be. You get someone with deep pockets, comes in, buys over the sets a bunch of buy orders at incremental levels, pushes the price up, and then unloads right all at once. And leaves a lot of other people who jump on the back of that momentum, leaves a lot of other people holding bags because he's unloading before they realize. And what they do is he'll unload, he'll either maybe do it in some dark pools or other exchanges as well as the main exchange. So the lower price, lower float stocks can be risky. Does manipulation happen? It shouldn't. It's illegal, but yeah, it happens. You get more volatility in lower price stocks. Is that simple? So you can get a $2 stock like we've seen with Aeroclean, which I'm looking at right now. $2 stock go up to $20, which it has done over the last 2 weeks. So that's a 1,000. Was it? It's not even 10x. Yeah, it is a 1,000% move up. I'm getting a lot of sideways chop from what I've been watching. Is there anybody else got some good rhythm and rhythm pharmaceutical top mover? Not on huge volume. Not even great relative volume just yet. And that's what I'm worried about, is at least Bluebird Bio has got good volume. Oh, it's not got good. The Bluebird Bio's relative volume is still less than 1x. Even though it's got the volatility, it's not got the volume, so I probably won't be trading that just yet. So what I need, what I'm looking for a trade, what I'm looking for a setup is it's not just the pattern setup that I'm looking for. I'm looking for volume and volatility. So I know that the stocks I've been watching that are on my watch list, so ADN, SIDU, AERC, RDBX, all of those 4 that are on the watch list that I've mentioned today, I know they've got volatility, and they've had volatility this last week. But right now, the volume isn't, in terms of relative speaking, it might have decent volume, but if it's not higher volume than it does on average, then that's a problem. So it needs to have high relative volume, but higher than what it is on average. You need to also factor in the size of the float versus the volume. How big is it, or how many times has it recycled its float? So Apple's having a good moment. Are you Apple fanboys out there? Apple's up nearly 2%. Man, you're saying that. So is the S&P 500. So this is no different to the S&P 500. So Apple is probably one of the drivers on the S&P 500. Rhythm Pharmaceutical. This Rhythm Pharmaceutical's got it's got the range, but it's just not got the volatility that I want. It's moving up, but maybe a little bit later. How's Revlon doing? Oh, Revlon's taking off. Why did nobody tell me Revlon's taking off? I'm chasing now. I need an entry. Where's my entry? Ideally, we're looking at 375 was the pre-market, wasn't it? Zoom out. We traded up here, so let's get in the break of the $0.50. Let's see if it breaks the $0.50. Rejected at the $0.50. That's the pullback I was looking for. That's kind of a bearish signal, but I'm waiting for it to break that. So I'm looking for that's the pullback. Consolidation. No volume on that, mate. Iron Net, 0 volume. I mean, it's 126,000 shares. You can't trade that intraday. I mean, it's 241, but you can't trade that intraday, Michael. There's just no trade there. How'd you get in? How'd you measure that? There's no. Sorry, I'm not trying to be dismissive or anything. It is moving up, but there's just no volume. There's nobody trading it. Look, you're getting all these blanks. There's nobody trading it. Looking for the break of the $0.50. Red to green move on Revlon. Potentially the dip and rip, so to speak. Lovely little entry at 320 as well, but missed that. If you're wondering what I'm looking at, this is Revlon. The ticker is REV, and Revlon, there's rumors of Revlon is about to be acquired due to them being very close to bankruptcy. So again, this is not a stock pick. I'm not saying go out and buy it. It's a garbage company. It's very close to going out of business. So the thing is, with companies like this, if they're going to be acquired, that can be quite bullish, and that's what triggered the whole red box squeeze. Was it was about to be acquired by Chicken Soup for the Soul, so people jumped on it. So I've just got in there for the break of the $0.50, got 5,000 shares, and what I'll just do there now is I'll put a 10-cent trailing stop in place. I can just sit back and watch that move up now. Now I'm in profit because my trailing stop is at 354, so that's break even. So worst case scenario is I can watch that move up and or I get out for a scratch trade. And I'll cancel that trailing stop a little bit later if it gets a bit if it gets the range and it gets a bit bigger, and I need to replace that with a 20-cent stop, then that's what I'll do. Well, there we go. Well, that stopped me out for break even. So scratch trade. What I'll do is I'll look to get right back in because this is moving up. Take 5,000. This is going to break the $0.75 level, but it was pre-market was 3/4, I think. Right now, I just want to put a 10-cent regular stop on there. Wait for that to move up to the target level. Move that stop down to the $0.50. Breaks the $0.50. It did. So not every trade's going to go your way. I want to see support at the $0.50. Looking to get back in this. Next entry. Let's see, where did I trade this at? 368 is the pre-market high. One of the pre-market resistance levels. Yeah, 368. I don't mind this pullback. I was a little bit premature getting in on the... we got the pullback there, we got the top, so I was looking for a move up, which is I had the tight stop there because you got exit indicators, but we were looking for the continuation. Now we've got clear pullback. 2 red candles on the 5-minute. Oh no, it's not. It's 2 red candles on the 1-minute. First red candle on the 5-minute. Let's have a look at your iron net again. Yeah, just you can't trade that, Michael. Sorry. That's just what else is moving? Revlon. ADN, SIDU gradually moving upwards. AERC moving upwards slightly. Very choppy. Be careful with AERC, it's very choppy today. I might not trade that today, I'll just wait for a good setup. I'm looking for a good setup here. First candle to make a new high. Pull back. And the resistance was that high of this 56-ish. Revlon potential acquisition. What will happen is if this moves up, and this is pretty much guaranteed, if this moves up, continues to move up, and let's say Revlon hits a price of like $10 or $12, which will put the acquisition out of reach because it were too pricey. What will definitely happen is the Revlon board, to stop them going out of business, they'll instantly hit the market with a share offering to cover the debts, to pay the debts off, and that'll hit the market. The price will tank again, but they'll make the profit as it floods the market, and they'll cover some of the debts, and it will stay off their execution from going out of business and going into bankruptcy just for a small period of time, and get some money in the bank. That happens quite a lot with these low price stocks. So if you get rumors of a bankruptcy, just be wary of that, because if they then start to flood the market with shares and share offering, the market price can tank almost instantaneously, and you don't want to be left holding bags. So AERC up at $20. Let's see. We break $20. I might take 1,000 shares if we break 20. What's the spreads? 18 cents, 10 cents. There's 15 to 20 cent spreads, so it's still very spready. No point putting a 10-cent stop in it when your spread's 15 cents. Let's take 1,000 shares. I got filled. What's that? 2014. It's looking like it's going to move up. 1,000 shares, maybe scale into it if I can. $0.25 to navigate now. $21 is a resistance level. Let this trade play out. No point entering at 2014 and getting out at $20 when the spreads are like 15 cents. Just a ridiculous scenario. And the volume on AERC is nowhere near what it's been over the last few days. So I think it's coming towards the end of its stay at the top of the momentum movers for the June. By far the most profitable stock I've traded throughout my career so far. Just taking a little bit of profit. It's only $20, but it adds up as we scale in. Now our average cost is $20.30. wide gaps to any kind of halts. You don't have to. It's not moving it's not as volatile enough to be worrying about any kind of halts, so I wouldn't worry about that. Revlon 350s moving up. What I do there is buy another 1,000 at, I'm up at 2,500 shares now at 2017, so I just brought my average cost back down, not much more than what my initial entry was. Not getting the huge volatility on Redbox today. Looking a bit weak in comparison to what it was previous days. 5-minute top and tail as well, so that's showing some selling pressure. Ouch. First 5-minute candle to make a new low is you don't want to be in. There we go, we're profitable again, just about. This is not motoring the way that it has done previously, that's for sure. See, and well, just breaking highs though. Tell you what I'm gonna do. Just gonna get out there. 500 bucks. That's not moving quickly enough. Mate. Yeah, that's definitely. We're getting a bit of a flag setup there. Huge flag pole, and there's your flag setup. Nice little move up there. Entry for 44, 45. When we're looking on the 5-minute though, I'm looking at a nice potential entry at 361. Which is pretty much what I said a while back. So Revlon, there is a flag there, a bull flag. There's your flag pole. There's your flag forming. Oh yeah, 360s is your entry on Revlon on the 5-minute. So well spotted, Resin. Good to see that everybody's either contributing or learning. That's the way we want it in this little community. Like I say, not hugely volatile at the moment. Not a huge amount of movers. The ones that are moving and not moving on huge relative volume. Symbotic has just moved up 18% on 76,000 shares, to put it into context. AERC now is 15% up, and it's 4.2 million shares. It's been trading over the last couple of weeks, literally hundreds of thousands of shares in some days. 7.6 million is what the average is over the last 3 months on AERC. So it's still not good relative volume for a really proper squeeze up, shall we say. So look, we're 2,800 up right now. If we're not getting the movers, that's fine. SIDU making a move north, yeah, trying to get to the green line. What about AMC and GameStop? They made a move up. Now they're pulling back down, looking a bit weak. But that's just the same as the rest of the market. The rest of the market doing exactly the same. There's your Nasdaq. There's your S&P 500. Move up, move down. Red box, just sideways chop. No real trade there yet. Not to say it won't change. Oh, this is having a bit of a sell-off. The argument for a head and shoulders. One shoulder, one head, one shoulder, which is bearish. And it's showing that now. Let's go back to Rev. Let's see the breakout on this chart. I'm still watching AERC on the 2-minute chart on the watch list. Watching ADN sell off. Watching SIDU sell off. Red box move sideways. So here you go, baby. I've got 5,000 likes today. You can have an extra duck fillet. There you go. That's a ducky strip. You will lick your lips. There you go. Puno. That's terrible to hear. I want to get faked out. It looks like I'm getting faked out there. And I've almost a breakout on the 5-minute flag, but we didn't get the volume follow through, so that's why I didn't take an entry there. Yeah, it's quite a nothing market right now. Sideways for a lot of things. The ones that are moving up. Let's have a look at Mara. Volume's just not there to be taking this. It's halted up. You can't take that trade. Where are you going to get in with that trade? And if you try and get in now, you're going to chase it. It's going to dump. So you don't want to be getting in there. Very weak market today. Oh, AERC moving back up, retesting this level here. So I don't like 5-minute chart. We've got too many topping tails. I'll come back to AERC. If the volume picks up, I'll come back to AERC. A red box sideways. SIDU. Let's go back to Revlon. Are we breaking out yet? No. Getting a bit of a flat top forming now. 55. 55-cent flat top. Well, I'm a little bit perplexed as to the lack of volatility. What time does Powell speak? Somebody let me know in the comments. What time is Powell set to speak again? Anybody know? Somebody Google Jerome Powell. Find out what time he's set to speak today. Appreciate that. I might be waiting for that. Okay, so let's take a position there for the break of 355. 365, no, not quite. 10 cents, we got it. Nearly. There we go, take 2 off. Leave half in. Go for a 10-cent trail. Well, 10-cent trailing stop, 2,500 shares. I'm just taking it easy today. I'm trading the easy way, passive trading this. I might scale in. If it gets over $4, I'll scale in. Getting very close. Put the trailing stop on there. My stop is now 375, which is the $0.75 level. So looking nice. Get stopped out here. There you go. Well, the best part of $3,000 on Revlon today. Could have got him bigger size there, but I'm just not feeling it. It's not seeing it anywhere, if truth be known. 2 minute. We've got a top and tail on the 2 minute. Devil horns on the 1 minute that need to come off. So looks like we might get a pullback here, unless that. Right, okay. Top and tail gets swallowed up, as does the devil horns. That's fine. Let's see if we can break $4. On the test of the whole dollar, we're in quite a big gap now. Actually, no, we've got a little bit of previous support at the whole dollar, so we'll get resistance at the whole dollar as well, likely. Just looking at the daily chart. What was my entry? 390. Well, the 9 EMA is 69, so 370, 20 cents. It's 2,500. I won't be trading then. 5:30 p.m. I'll be either cooking dinner or I'll be still walking the dog. Might encourage a bit of action for power hour though. Yeah. 82 for that hammer. Very quiet day today. Very quiet day. Markets. I mean, there's still things happening. Don't get me wrong. CMRA, Life Sciences still moving up. Mara Life Sciences is apparently blasting up the charts now. It's gone from red to green on the day. $382 for an ad. Move up. 370 for an exit. Decide one way or the other. Need a bit of a volume impetus now. Get over that 380. Go. Average position for this 5,000 is 87, so we need to break that previous high of 390. Stop at 375 there, which is the low on this 5-minute candle. Need to do test $4. Get off. That takes us to 3K on the day with Revlon. We didn't quite get $4. You'd get up to 395 though, so we'll need to beat 395 now. We've got 5,000 shares in with Revlon right now. We're still holding the exit at 370. Actually, previous candle was 371, so 370, yeah. You just had a sign there, Apuno. Which ticker? Revlon? I'm risking about $1,000 on Revlon at the minute. Well, just under $1,000 on it. Got 5,000 shares and I'm risking a little over 18 cents. Oh, 18 cents. There we go. Went below. So we're back to 2,700 on the day. This is a bit of a crappy old day. We're still green. We're still profitable. You got the top and tail sign on both the 1, 5 and 2-minute charts there, El Puno. So all the top and tail signs on all the charts, which was an exit indicator. And I should have seen that myself, but I was just holding it. Let the trade play out. Let's have a look at the other big movers that weren't moving on high volume blue. Whilst it moved up sideways right now. Rhythm. Sideways. Camera Health. A nice little move up. It's just not volatile enough to me. AERC really testing that. I test that $20 level again. 2050. That's good news, Farid. Hope you made some money. So this is where we got rejected before, for 2056. Not really an entry there. And rejected again, pretty much the same. 2058. Throw a wick up there. Well, let's have a look. So higher price stock. Moved up. It's up 2% on the day. Moderna. Not looking particularly bullish right now. What do I know? I'm only a fat bloke on the internet. You know what? I think it's been long enough. I think I'm going to take my 2700 and go. Take my 2700 and come back for power hour later with a glass of wine. Why not? Just not really feeling the market today. Redbox got a massive double top. Look at Redbox on the 2 minute. Well, not even on the 2 minute, on the 1 minute you can see it. There's the double top, the M shape. So that's looking not looking very strong at the moment. SIDU, no, ADN. So they did nothing. So I will get rid of those off my list for next week. The wider market sell off, gone red on the day. This is the S&P 500, red on the day now. Nasdaq still green, but still selling off. So whilst we had a little bit of a bounce, it's going to be more on the daily. It's going to be more of a sideways blank than anything. So prepare yourself for more selling next week, guys. Well, let's see what Powell says. See if he can instill some confidence into the market later. But it's not looking great right now. Let's look back at Revlon. Are we making a move back up? I wouldn't trust that. That's looking weak to me. It's like an inverse cup and handle. So I think your cup's upside down. There's your cup and there's your handle. So this is going to look, it's a bearish, often known as a bull trap. I think it's moving back up, but it's not. AMC slightly over the VWAP right now. It's ranging around the VWAP today. It's not looking strong. It's not looking either way. It's just sideways. A lot of the stocks are just sideways chopped today. I'm happy I've got $2,000 out of Revlon, to be honest. It's just not playing. The market's not playing ball with me. I hope you guys are doing better than me. 2,700 on the day. It's, you know, I can't grumble. That takes me past 20 grand for the week. So it's a good week in total. Good month. Sure. Has it stopped? No, it's consolidated.